Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick. We have a special guest on the phone with us today.
It is Mr. Jerry Polaski.
Jerry Polaski coming to us by the phone. Didn't have Zoom, did you, Jerry?
No, as part of my court order, I am not allowed to be on camera for extended length of time, as it turns out.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. Well, today we are diving into the mind of Jerry Polaski, and
oh, heavens.
Doing that, it required me to come up with what I feel is an appropriate cigar. So I am going to be smoking a cigar from the Freud Cigar Company. I'm going to be smoking the Superego Toro. And this is a 6x52 Toro featuring a Dominican Corojo wrapper over a Dominican binder and fillers from the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua. Figured who better than Sigmund Freud for getting into the mind of Jerry Polaski.
Yeah, he was quite the motherfucker. Yes,
Okay.
Or so he would theorize.
I was going to say, he at least wanted to fuck his mother, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That is the impression I got. However, I am not Sigmund Freud myself. He is a girl.
Not into the mother, huh?
No, mostly because I was formed in a test tube, believe it or not.
Oh.
Yeah. As it turns out, it was an experimental cologne series that went to wire. And, that old Jerry Polaski entered this earth via the test tube. So I do not know my mother.
Okay.
Or if she maybe is even AI, perhaps. I don't know. I have yet to meet her.
Okay.
Ironically, I have met my dad. He was not the nicest to me, but he has a heavy hand, so to say, as it turns out.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds sad.
Oh, well, it toughens you up, as it turns out, and it got me ready for a lot of the hard things in my life, as it turns out. It was a good segue there for some of the hardships Jerry Polaski would face later in life.
I just keep flashing back to when you talked with Pastor Barnaby about your days in Vietnam.
Yes, it was a very dark time, both literally and figuratively, as it turns out.
Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut my cigar in the official cutting. Well, wait a minute. Are you smoking, Jerry, before I get into mine?
Yeah, I am. I did, on the way over, to get some free Wi-Fi at the library there, I did help myself to some cigarette butts I found along the way.
Oh, okay.
But now I need to get the taste out of my mouth, so I got a Liga Privada number 9 by Drew Estate.
Oh, look at you going with the Liga. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Jerry's smoking well tonight, so all right. So we're having a good time, got a couple cigars, and we're going to dive deep. So time to cut the cigar, and the official cutting is brought to you by Dan the Man Ponder over there at Riverman Cigar Company. And, guys, Dan the Man Ponder, he's always got great cigars for you. He's got a lot of them coming in that he ordered from PCA. But aside from the great cigars that he has in now, he has his annual roller event coming up on September the 30th, Saturday, September the 30th. So if you're in the St. Louis area and you want to experience a hand-rolled cigar and some live music and food and party and everything like that, Dan the Man Ponder's got his annual event on Saturday, September the 30th. And if you're not in the St. Louis area, but you still want to support a brick and mortar, Dan does do mail orders, so you can give him a call and have a shipment sent to you right away. That's Dan the Man Ponder over there at Riverman Cigar Company. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. All righty. So, Jerry, you're a frequent caller. I don't think we've ever had an experience to sit and actually just talk life for a little while. So I'm going to start with a very simple question of how the hell are you?
Well, thank you, Mr. Miller. And let me start off by saying a happy International Cat Day to you.
Well, thank you. Happy International Cat Day to you as well. I didn't realize it was International Cat Day.
Yes, I have been celebrating all day with my Korean neighbor.
Oh, God.
I am up to 3 cats.
Okay. Little full? Is that what you're getting at there?
Yeah, I can. I could
Okay.
always go for more.
Well, at least whenever I have, it's not so much Korean, but when I have Chinese, it's one of those things that I'll be full, but then an hour later I'll want to eat again.
That is the curse of the Chinese. Yes.
I swear. Anyway, so have you had the Liga before there, Jerry?
I have. Yes.
Okay.
I have not had the ones through the 8s, but I have had the number 9 multitude of times.
Okay.
I have had a 52.
I was going to say there's the 52.
I've had a flying pig, as it turns out.
Okay.
But that was not a cigar, as it turns out.
What was that?
That was a woman I had met on the street who did some aerial feats for a fee.
Okay. She got a little gymnastics in her, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she got. And this one was a fertile pig, as it turns out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the cold draw on this Freud Superego here and see what's what. And, kind of cinnamony.
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 A
little light cinnamon.
That sounds delightful. And I assume, being the cereal connoisseur is here, that you are a fan of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I do like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's probably not my favorite cereal, but I do enjoy the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But this has got cinnamon and kind of a slight, ever so slight, like kind of musty thing going on, which, Dominican tobacco tends to sometimes have that, in my opinion. So, at least as,
If there's one thing Jerry Polaski knows, it is must. I have spent many a time in an attic here.
Well, yeah, I think at one point we spoke and you were in the crawl space, or last time you called in, it was in the crawl space. I'm gonna fire up my cigar while you talk. So.
Yeah, I get by. I'm a gypsy, as it were.
Is that by choice or just by circumstance?
Yeah, some questionable choices I have made throughout my life has left me a bit destitute.
I mean, you're smoking the Liga.
Yeah,
those aren't necessarily cheap,
No, I did not purchase this. I must say, I did find it. It was pre-cut, but it looks fine.
Oh, okay. I mean, where did you find a pre-cut Liga?
It is for me to know, and you to find out.
Oh, okay. Stalking the cigar lounges real quick, I just need to use the bathroom, and then all of a sudden you're running out the door.
I'm getting by to get by.
I mean, I get it. It's all you can do these days. So
with this economy, right?
Well, no kidding. I mean, yeah, your lifestyle might be the way a lot of us end up before it's all said and done.
Yes, I can't even afford the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I have to go to the off-brand. Yeah, and it's not toasted or crunchy, as it turns out.
Yeah, it typically ends up the off-brand stuff gets pretty soggy pretty quick.
And you, being the cereal expert, could definitely tell the difference, I would think.
Oh, I mean, if it gets soggy like almost instantaneously when you put the milk on it, I mean that's the first giveaway.
Have you tried? I saw in the local grocery mart there, they have a dulce leche Cinnamon Toast Crunch, as it were.
I have not tried that.
Yeah, it sounded a little too exotic for my taste.
See, I would have thought you'd be into the exotic stuff.
Only for my fur.
Oh,
Only for my fur.
okay, okay. All right. Well, all right then. So now you're up in the Wisconsin area, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So are you? I'm trying to think. So that would put you in like Packers country.
Yeah, as it turns out, we put cheese on our head.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, because we are the dairy state, as it turns out. So there is many a burn that I have slept in along the way.
See, and that hat is so large you could almost use it as a pillow if you needed to.
I have at many a Greyhound station. Although, from my experience, I took a Greyhound from Green Bay to Minneapolis there, and it is not very descriptive. I think they should be renamed to Blackhound, as it turns out.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I met a saucy mother, as it turns out, and she took quite a liking to old Jerry Polaski here.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Adam Sandler movie Billy Madison?
I am. It's been a little bit since I've seen it. That's the one with Mr. Penguin and the Nudie Mag Day, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. The maid he had reminded me of this lady, and she took care of my needs, and I did give her some sugar, as it turned out. Mm-hmm.
All right then. I mean, kind of you got an attraction to the Mrs. Butterworth types?
Yeah, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, as it turns out.
It has been a long time since I've heard that phrase. All right then. Well, hey, if you can't find love at a Greyhound station, where can you find love?
That is the working title of my memoir.
Oh, well, there you go. All right then. Oh my gosh. So what other activities has been going on here lately? I mean, I asked about Green Bay because I figured, with training camps going and everything, you'd be kind of gearing up and getting ready for football season to start.
Yeah, football season is pretty much a year-round thing around these parts there. There's a brief interlude with the Brewers, and if you want an experience there, I would recommend going to a Brewer game, as by first pitch, everyone in the stadium is drunk. Yeah, the tailgating starts hours before, and the fists will fly by the second inning.
Okay, then.
Especially if you sneak in, because you couldn't afford a ticket, and you are wearing an opposing jersey.
Ah.
And you throw a beer at the person in front of you because they did not like your mustache or your groping, as it turns out.
I could see that being an issue. I mean, I know here in St. Louis, when the Blues play the Detroit Red Wings, it becomes a St. Louis holiday of Punch a Red Wing fan in the face day. So, it sounds very similar to that in Brewers baseball.
Yes, and I did earn some Red Wings, as it were.
Oh, God. Okay.
That is neither here nor there.
No.
Which is the subtitle of my memoir.
What? That is neither here nor there, or?
Yeah, it is neither here nor there.
Okay.
Chapter 1, as it turns out.
Okay. I mean, all right.
I just need to find a working typewriter. Every time I get to starting on it, my wife gets on my nerves, and I end up falling asleep at the typewriter. And all I can think to write is all work and no play makes Jerry Polaski an old boy.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack there, but I want to go back for a moment. I don't know if I knew that there was a Mrs. Pulaski.
This is in the past. There have been a couple. There have
Okay.
been a couple Mrs.
But
Pulaski's.
there's not a current Mrs. Pulaski.
No, I am not allowed to date. According to my guardian, court appointed guardian, John Quimby,
John Quimby.
he monitors most of my dating and life and of all my goings-ons, as it were. The last time, as you all know, I tried dating was on the dating website I found called Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Yeah, that's not a good site for that. No.
No. And coincidentally, that is what led me to meet Mr. Quimby.
I would imagine it would. I would imagine that the courts would be involved if you were using Big Brothers Big Sisters as a dating site.
Yes.
Oh, my.
If you don't learn from your mistakes, you'll never learn anything.
I mean, you didn't meet anybody on there, did you, Jerry?
It is. I refer you to my subtitle. Yeah.
Neither here nor there. All right. Oh my God. All right then. So what are you thinking about your Liga so far? I mean, I'm only barely into this Superego here, and I did do a brief retrohale while you were talking, and it's easy. There's a slight bit of spice to the retrohale, but nothing that's like, slit your throat or anything like that. But it's a good cigar. It's got some good flavor to it. What about your Liga?
The Liga is a smokestack here. I'm getting stale coffee notes, but to be honest with you, it is getting overridden by my blackberry brandy here.
Oh, you have a blackberry brandy going.
Naturally.
Oh, I mean, I figured, but you mentioned that you were at the library, so I didn't know if you were imbibing at the library or not.
I am currently outside of the library, just within their Wi-Fi range.
Ah, okay.
I'll say it. I'm on the stoop.
I mean,
smoking and drinking out of a paper bag, as it were.
I mean, it's late enough in the day that I would think the library would be closed, so it's
not
like. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I was going to say maybe you wouldn't be bothering anybody, but never mind.
And now that I think of it, I'm not 100% sure this is a library.
Oh, gar.
It is offering free grocery. It is offering groceries.
I don't know if a library offers groceries, Jerry.
Yeah, it is. It is pronounced Walmart.
Oh, I don't think that's a library at all.
Oh.
I think that's just a store.
That would explain the lack of books.
I mean, they have a book section, but it's not very large. And let's be real, most of it's magazines.
I found mostly containing Duck Dynasty merchandise.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think there'd be an abundance of that. And
a fair amount of Packer merchandise, as it were.
Well, I mean, where you're at, yeah, I would think so. We don't really have any football merchandise here in St. Louis after Stan Kroenke ripped our hearts out and screwed us over.
So I've heard.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, I could go on and on about what I've been up to, but what have you been up to, Mr. Miller?
It's been the same old here. It's all work and some play, and it's just kind of been busy, gearing up for PulpitFest that comes up, so yeah.
If it would not trouble the host here, I would like to make a special announcement at this time.
Oh, feel free.
I, through the help of my court-appointed guardian, have gotten a written permission slip.
Really?
To attend this year's PulpitFest.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
This is exciting news. So Jerry Polaski will be at PulpitFest, which, by the way, folks, if you don't know, and I mean I keep harping it, PulpitFest is going to be Friday, September 22nd, and Saturday, September 23rd. So that's coming up here in a month and a half-ish or so, and it's going to be a good time. It's going to be 2 days of hanging out with other fellow listeners and Jerry Polaski, evidently, and smoking cigars and drinking and having a good time.
Now, this Riverman or any of the establishments that we would be patronizing there,
Yeah.
Is blackberry brandy available?
You know, I don't know that. However, I can say that Top Shooters does have a very extensive bar, and they, I would hope, would have your blackberry brandy. They may very well have an alternative that would be suitable as well. I don't know, but they have quite the selection. So, I would think you'd be just fine with something there, even if it's not the exact blackberry brandy that you like. But I do know of at least a couple of different really good liquor stores that if they do not have it, we can go and procure you probably all the blackberry brandy you need.
Well, call me thrilled and curious. I will. This will segue into my next question.
Okay.
What is the security like there?
Where specifically?
Cap shooters.
They've got like a couple of male barbacks, and I think they've
barebacks. You see,
barbacks,
okay.
The guys that get the ice and that sort of thing. But by and large, they don't really have much in the way of any sort of altercations. So it's not like you've got bouncers all over the place or anything like that. It's pretty chill. It's pretty nice.
Well, that tickles my fancy.
Oh yeah, you should be able to walk right in, no problem.
If it's not too bold, I have a list. I'm not sure exactly how iron tight your itinerary is, but I have a couple of suggestions for
PulpitFest. I'm taking suggestions because, see, Friday is pretty locked. Saturday, we're going to start the day at Riverman and do a cash register bomb for Dan, kind of let everybody experience the place and check out his humidor and help Dan out and everything. But hang out there for a little while. But realistically, there's quite a bit of time on Saturday that is currently unplanned, just due to logistic issues that I'm dealing with. So I'm good with suggestion.
Oh, perfect. Let me get my paper here. I had jotted some stuff down.
You're prepared. I like that.
From stationery I had borrowed.
Oh, yeah?
Here, what I have listed now, number one, and these, these can be tweaked. These aren't written in stone. As it turns out, these are written literally in a notebook, so it is not stone.
You said this was stationery that you borrowed. Like, who is this? Like from the desk of somebody, or is this just general paper?
Yeah, it was unclaimed.
Okay.
Finders keepers, as I say.
Anywho,
in no particular order, I have a tickle contest.
There's at least one guy that I'm thinking of that's said that he's coming that might take you up on that. Okay. I'm not interested, but this is not just look, I'm having the party, but other people bring elements to the party. So like, if you and this other gentleman are interested in a tickle contest, you guys can go at it.
Consent is neither warranted nor needed.
Okay.
From there, I think it segues neatly into kilt competition. Who has the best kilt?
Now, see, that I like. If other listeners, wanted to bring their kilts and we have a group of us in kilts, you know what? I would be down for that. I think that would be nice.
I will be the sole judge, as it turns out.
Oh, okay.
And I do dress in the traditional kilt style. If you pick up what I'm putting down,
I do indeed. Because how else are you going to be free and breezy in your kilt unless you're dressing in the traditional style?
Yeah, precisely. I mean, and I'm just going to put it right out there. I have my private area, my special purpose, as it were. It has never seen a razor.
Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, I didn't necessarily need to know that, other than I say that to say this: I could use all the breeze I can get. I mean, you're not lifting the kilt.
Well, that depends solely on the blackberry brandy.
Okay.
And this security situation at Top Shooter.
They may frown upon that.
Frown they can.
But can they kick you out? I don't know.
Well, I'm all for equal rights with women and equal lefts, as it turns out.
You like them to be equal, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can't be uneven. All right. Well, what other suggestions do you have for Pulpit Fest there?
Sexy pillow fights
Uh,
with or without pajamas.
Again, I know of at least one gentleman that's going to be coming to this that he might be down for that with you.
Okay. And then Pictionary, group Pictionary.
Oh, that could be fun. That's something different.
Yes. And then a live version of SuperFight.
Oh, okay.
And we will act these out in real time with the help of some area hobos.
Ha ha ha. So super bum fight is what you're basically putting out there.
Well, that would be the un-PC version.
I mean, I'm just drilling it down, just drilling it down.
Yeah, and that's all I have. Not because I'm out of ideas. That I just ran out of paper.
Okay. Well, I know it's been suggested, listener Trent has suggested the idea of some sort of a golf outing on Friday morning before everybody converges to top shooters. I'm not much of a golfer, but I told Trent that if he wanted to organize something, he'd be more than welcome to do so. I'm not much of a golfer. I'm not going to, partake in that, but hey, there's that.
Ironically, you will be dressed for it if you were wearing a kilt.
This is true. And both Trent and Teddy have also suggested a parishioner field trip to one of the East Side strip clubs. Again, not really my cup of tea, but I'm not going to tell people no if they want to go and do that. I just feel like that would probably result in some police action, and I don't know if I want to be there.
From my experience, the best strip clubs are the worst rated ones. So the fewest stars tend to have the most memories, as I like to say.
There's some pretty messed up clubs in my neck of the woods, and you definitely could have some interesting times at them if you so wished. But I'm not advocating that, not promoting it, and not partaking in it. But if Trent and Teddy, if you guys want to make that happen, that's up to you.
Will the Aladino Mobile Studio be taking place at a strip club?
Not at a strip club, but we will be recording an episode at some point throughout PulpitFest. And I also have it on pretty good authority that unless something changes, I believe it's going to be kind of a mini podcast-a-palooza where not only will you have an episode of The Pulpit being recorded, but also the Smokin' Butts and Tappin' Ash podcast is going to record as well.
I am granted a one-time exception to both leave the state and be on TV or audio.
Oh, fantastic. So not only are we going to get you on the show again at Pulpit Fest, but we can actually get you on camera at Pulpit Fest as well. I like this.
This is what my court-appointed guardian has written to me in paper and in blood.
And in blood. John Quimby is he's been a stand-up guy for you, man. He's coming through.
Yeah, he. If you ever saw the Better Call Saul show,
yeah,
it's Better Call John Quimby for my money.
It sure seems like it. I mean, he's putting forth some real effort for you. I like it. It's good.
He has gotten me between a wreck and a hard place. I mean that literally and figuratively. I was stuck for many a week between a rock and a hard place.
Well, I mean, I'm glad he got you out. With no permanent damage. You were not like that. What was it? 27? Was it 27 hours? 127 hours? Where the guy had to chop his arm off or something? The hiker.
I actually went in a separate story. I had chewed my arm off prior.
Oh.
Mostly due to a bout of hunger and infection.
Oh. So you only have one arm.
Well, it grew back.
Oh.
It turns out. It turns out it wasn't my arm. As it turns out, it was somebody else's.
Oh. Okay. Well, yeah. That would allow you to still have two arms then.
It isn't again neither here nor there.
Nope. Again, that should be the title of the book.
Yeah.
You keep saying that's the subtitle. You should just make that the title.
It is a work in progress.
Okay.
And I come to think of it, he must have been of the Asian persuasion because I was hungry shortly thereafter.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, I guess it's interesting. It's not just the food. It's more than just the food. Well, so Jerry, normally I would do the Villiger Entertainment Report here, but do you consume much in the way of TV, movies, podcasts, entertainment here?
I'll be honest with you, Mr. Miller. It is hit and miss. Mostly, depending on the area I am squatting in. I squatted in a Spanish family's domicile recently and mostly watched Univision. I have been binging lately. There are a lot of dating shows, as it were. Flavor of Love, I recommend if you've never seen this one.
Well, before we get into it all, it's brought to you by Villiger Cigars. And do you want to sing the little thing?
Oh, sure, certainly. The Villiger, the Villiger, there is a journal there, the Villiger.
Villiger Cigars. And guys, there's fantastic cigars. You're going to want to try them. You can go on their website, find the store locator, see if there's a store near you that carries them. If not, I'm sure one of those cigars does a mail order service similar to like Riverman and whatnot. You can give them a call. You can get some awesome Villiger cigars. I highly recommend the La Libertad, the 1888 Nicaragua, the Miami if they have it, and then the if it's a TAA store, you got to get your hands on that Villiger TAA cigar. Fantastic cigars. So make sure you try some Villiger cigars today. So you were saying you were watching dating shows?
Yeah, that seems to be what this lady that I have been watching her TV from across the hall lately, as I do not currently own one. But she likes the dating shows. I've been watching Flavor of Love, but I tell you what, ready to put your seatbelt on here. I did not know this was a thing.
Okay.
To me, called me old-fashioned. I would call this a bit exploitative, as it were. But there is a dating show that I laughed holy heavens to. I'll just come right out and say it. But it is called Love on the Spectrum.
I'm aware.
Yes, and that is a hoot and both a holler, as it turns out.
I actually think it's fairly sweet. Those guys, it's very, very simple dating. I mean, like, what's the one where the guy asks the girl if she's into dinosaurs and she says no, and they pretty much end the date right then and there. And
he knows what he likes, as it turns out.
Yeah.
That has not been my dating experience, but it segues into another show I just happened to watch a trailer for, which sounds even better. It is called Down for Love.
Oh, God.
And I'll let you fill in the blanks, Mr. Miller.
God. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. Well, no, haven't heard of that one. Haven't seen that one. And no, that's new to me.
I am in the audition process for that show. It is filmed in New Zealand, which would be kind of a commute, but I would like to partake in it. I don't know the requirements per se.
I was gonna say, if it's what I'm thinking, I don't know. I mean, I haven't met you in person, but I'm kind of guessing you don't qualify if it's what I'm thinking.
Well, it is what you're thinking, but I did sketch out a Venn diagram, and it turns out we both love soda.
Oh God.
I'm also a great hugger.
Okay.
So and my IQ is 36. So I believe I might be a candidate. I need somebody to film this, but again, legally, I'm not allowed to do so.
Okay.
So I might be facing a bit of a bugaboo there, but
yeah,
dream big.
Yeah, this, that could be a big issue.
And most importantly, I am a very sloppy kisser.
Okay. Okay. Well, that might be an issue for the gentleman. I'm thinking it might be into the tickle fight and the pillow fights with you, but Trent can manage. He'll figure it out. So
Did you just call out this gentleman by name?
I may have.
A whoopsie do.
Yeah, whatever.
A whoopsie do. A whoopsie don't.
I mean, look, he's in St. Louis. What happens there stays there, I suppose. So,
from what I understand, what happens in East St. Louis stays in East St. Louis.
There's some truth to that as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So, anyway, oh my God, what have I been watching? I've just been catching up on Futurama. Trying to get to the newer episodes. I've been watching a lot of that lately, and yeah. That's really about it. I really haven't had time this week to watch much of anything except that.
Interesting segue from that. The show is called Futurama, but it doesn't seem to tell the future as much as The Simpsons, another animated show.
Very true, and both by the same guy. So you would think that he would be bringing some of those futuristic predictions to Futurama that he sprinkled into The Simpsons, but not as much.
I recently watched an episode where they took masks off these leaders, and sure enough, they were aliens.
Well, okay, so let's bring up that topic. So, it's funny because it seems like the government is kind of like inching closer and closer, and possibly all but telling us that there are space aliens. And, some people are saying that it's a distraction to distract us away from the fact that, life kind of sucks right now, and that, everything is too damn expensive, and, you can barely buy groceries, and et cetera, et cetera. But be that as it may, what are your thoughts on the whole alien situation?
Well, you heard it here first. They do exist. I have seen a large gathering of them.
Yeah.
In the Home Depot parking lot.
Oh, God. Okay.
And they are very fearful of going to their home planet.
I don't know if we're talking about the same kind of aliens there, Jerry.
Oh, I think we are. These ones spoke a very unfamiliar language.
Okay.
And they kept pushing me away violently with their alien eyes, and did drug and probe me.
Okay. Well, I mean, all right then. Well, then that answers that. I don't know where to go.
I will say, I did expect the probes to be more metallic and less spring roll like.
Less spring roll like?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a little confused as to the descriptive spring roll like.
When they're not cooked so hard and they're more of a wet rubbery feel.
Ah, I see. Oh. Okay. All right. Nope. Gotcha. I know what you're saying now. Okay. Oh my God. All right then. So you're coming to St. Louis. Have you been to the area before?
I have seen it from afar, the arch, namely there.
Mm-hmm.
I did throw my hat. I was gonna do some scalping events, as it were. But nobody would like to buy any of the sculpts I had in the bag. And so I just kind of suffered from afar. So the closest I ever got was the arch.
Okay.
And which I did sleep under. I am not too ashamed to admit.
I'm sure many people have slept under it.
But as a whole, very unfamiliar with St. Louis. From what I understand, only steers and queers go there.
I mean, you definitely don't want to go to North City, and you probably want to stay out of North City. But, there's areas that
Will you be the tour guide?
Yeah, I'll keep us all out of the areas that we shouldn't go.
Should we have a Tickle Fest in North City?
I don't know if that would be welcome in North City.
Well, you are the tour guide.
If that's what you're looking for, there's another neighborhood called the Grove that I'm sure would be very appropriate for that. But North City is more where you want to go if you want to get mugged and shot. So,
been there, done that.
Okay. Yeah,
mostly on the receiving end, but I have roughed around an old lady or two. I'm not too ashamed to say.
Old lady. You've roughed around an old lady?
It was quite literally my old lady, and she did get a bit mouthy.
I don't know if we're I don't know if I want to. I mean, that's not a good thing, Jerry. That's not appropriate.
Yeah, she did draw first blood. Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. I mean, so she came at you, is what you're telling me.
Yes, like a badger.
Like a badger. Well, I mean, yeah, when they're coming at you like a badger, you just got to protect yourself. So I get it.
Live and learn. Live and learn.
It is what it's neither here nor there.
When they are smothered for a length of time, they get a bit wiry.
So wait a minute, back up. So she drew first blood, but only after you were smothering her for a length of time.
Yes, she did call me. I was the first to bleed. First blood.
I get it, but it feels like you were the aggressor to start with.
Those claims have been unsubstantiated, as it turns out.
Okay. Kind of feels like you just substantiated it by saying that you were smothering her.
Yeah, it's in a matter of words. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well. All right then.
In so many words.
All right. Well, I am I'm a little past halfway on my super ego here, and it's smoking well. I'm just going to be completely honest. I have had some slight issues with some little voids within the cigar. Nothing that has really impeded the cigar's progress too much, but every once in a while I pop across one and I have to draw a little bit extra on it to kind of get past it. And if you're watching on the YouTube, if you look at the cherry of the cigar as as I'm smoking it, you might have noticed that there's been a few slightly larger dark spots, and that's what those voids have been. But by and large, the cigar is really good. Flavor on it, I am getting kind of that that baker's spice kind of flavor to it, and some cedar, and it's been good. It's just slight slight construction issue, but it hasn't deeply impacted the draw all that much. And I will say my burn line has stayed pretty straight for the most part. So I can't complain too much. How's your Liga treating you there, Jerry?
It's a chimney. It is a chimney.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes a little bit like coffee. Not particularly good coffee. Not fucking good coffee.
Okay.
But more like stale coffee you would find at an AA meeting, perhaps.
Oh.
Or a police station during interrogation.
Did you happen to have some coffee prior to this?
No, I did not. I've just been drinking blackberry brandy since about 10 a.m.
Oh, okay. So maybe whoever had that cigar prior to you maybe was drinking some coffee.
Perhaps.
Okay. Well, I mean, you never know. Well, speaking of fucking good coffee, why don't we hear about My Monthly Cigars? This would normally be the time that I give some information about My Monthly Cigars, but I've hired that out this week, so take it away.
My Monthly Cigars is a premium cigar subscription service. It comes in a variety of different size boxes at affordable prices. Use offer code PULPIT and get free shipping on your first box and 20% off any items in the online store at mymonthlycigars.com.
That's offer code PULPIT. Thanks. While you're over there at My Monthly Cigars checking out the cigars, you can also get that fucking good coffee that Jerry was referencing. Try the Lounge Blend or the Daily Press, which is the Cigar Pulpit's official blend, and you can get some coffee to go along with your cigars. It's a good time.
Now, inquiring minds, or mind, as it were, would like to know if the lady with the dulcet tones will be making an appearance at PulpitFest.
You know, that's actually a really good question, and I haven't checked with Pinky to see if she's available that weekend. I know that in years past, it's always been a bit of an issue, and I need to check with her to see what's going on this year. I don't know. I can't answer that.
Well, I guess we'll be surprised either way.
Either way, I was going to say, if she shows up, then everybody gets to meet Pinky. But for right now, I would just say that it's up in the air.
Yeah, fair enough. As will my kilt be, God willing.
As what might be, God willing, I'm sorry?
My kilt.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. I don't know if the world's ready for that, Jerry.
Yeah, well, live and learn.
Okay, all right. And then now, I did the 3 cigars that we smoked and enjoyed this week on Tuesday's show. So I'm not gonna partake. But since I have you on, I was kind of wondering, are there 3 cigars that you've smoked and enjoyed this week that you want to give a shout out to?
I have mostly been binging a lot of Swisher Sweets.
Okay.
The peach flavor is really smoking good these days.
Okay.
So I have smoked more like 3 packs, not 3 cigars. All Swisher Sweets.
Okay.
As it turns out. And then I guess if we're adding up this Liga, I guess that we would call that 4 cigars.
All right then. All right. So the peach swishers are smoking good, huh?
They sure are. That brings me. The old gentleman that would review those in years past, will he be at PulpitFest?
Larry the Mute? I don't know. Last I'd heard, he was involved in some cockfighting with the BF Chicken down in Juarez. However, I do know there was a caller that called in and said that he may have been involved in some gay pornography. So I don't know if that. I think that he was listed in that grouping. But I don't know if that's the case or not at this point. So again, he's kind of a question mark. I don't know if Larry the Mute's going to make an appearance or not.
I also was running a cockfighting ring, not of the rooster variety.
Ah.
Yeah, that was at my brief time in San Francisco.
Okay. Kind of a little bit more like sword fighting?
Yeah, as it were.
A lot of stabbing?
Yeah, and not so much fighting as loving.
Oh, well, So it really wasn't cockfighting at all.
But it was illegal nonetheless. I found out after.
Okay. Well, it happens.
Again, neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there. So.
It was neither here nor there. It was San Francisco.
Well, in San Francisco, some of that stuff goes. So, I mean,
I read on the internet a while back that you can get a map of San Francisco to avoid human fecal matter.
I thought they had patrols of people out cleaning all that stuff up.
Well, this might have predated that, but you could download a map where it would tell you, don't step here on account of the human shit over here, but don't step here on account of the human shit there.
Why would they make a map instead of just cleaning it up?
Well, I do not know,
Okay.
but this would have probably, looking back, been a better time to do the My Monthly ad.
You know what? because you're referencing poo. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Indeed, I am.
it was
Indeed,
a missed opportunity on my part.
Well, I guess that's what editing is for.
Mm.
So, somebody did a retrohale.
A little bit, yeah. So that Nicaraguan tobacco in the binder definitely comes through, and the pepper has ramped up as I'm entering from the second third into the final third of this cigar, and the spice level in the retrohale is definitely ramped up. And I'll say when I first selected the cigar and looked it up and saw it was a lot of Dominican tobacco, I was a little concerned that it was going to be a little too light, especially since I've had a couple already today. But I would say this cigar is a solid medium, and it's definitely got aspects of it that are a little stronger, and that retrohale is definitely one of them. Like when you get going into the cigar, further into the cigar, the retrohale definitely picks up.
Now that you retrohaled, are you better to psychoanalyze with the Sigmund Freud cigar?
I mean, you're a tough case, Jerry. I don't know. Is there something specific you want psychoanalyzed?
I do not have access to a couch at the moment.
Okay.
But I mean, my life is an open book, quite literally, as I am trying to write it, and it's open ended there.
I very much enjoy reading that book. I think when you get a draft put together, I think we ought to organize a pulpit book reading where you can read a selection and promote the book.
This would be ideal, especially if I do get accepted on Down for Life.
You know what? Character. It would be an aspect that they could definitely talk about on there. That's true. Down for Love. Oh my God.
You can record the audio version.
Oh, you know what? That's true. We could do the audiobook version. I think that would be a fine idea.
I will talk to my publisher, who incidentally is my court-appointed guardian, John Quimby.
He does a lot of work for you.
Yeah, I would say he's worth every penny, but I do not pay him as much as the state of Wisconsin does.
Taxpayers, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he has earned every penny, as he reminds me quite frequently.
I mean, I would think, given everything that he's doing for you, and then the fact that the taxpayers are paying for it, he ought to be buying you a really nice fruit basket at the bare minimum every Christmas.
What he has done, in place of the fruit basket, is offered to take me to the third annual PulpitFest.
Well, again, that's a fine thing for him to do for you.
In years past, he has sent me a fruit basket, but those little bastards would not stop lisping.
Oh God, I got that.
And I'll say it, they tasted downright awful. I don't know. I do not know why this would be a common gift. Okay. It is definitely an acquired taste. I could not even finish it all. I'll be frank.
Okay, well, Jerry, sometimes you say things, and I'm like, I don't really quite know where to go from there. That's just it's just one of those things.
It was my father's dying words. As it turns out.
What's that?
Sometimes, Jerry, you say stuff, I just don't know where to go from there.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this isn't the first time you've heard that. All right.
It is correct.
Good to know.
If I was to guesstimate, it would be roughly 7,000 or so.
Oh, well.
Times, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well.
And again, probably not entirely, but mostly to blame is the blackberry brandy.
Blackberry brandy. Do you have a certain brand that you prefer, or is it just a general overall like of the product?
It is a common drink over here. My favorite brand is Free.
Okay.
and strong, free and strong, much like this beautiful country we live in.
Free and strong. And is that how you like your women too?
No, I like them weak and caged.
Oh, well, okay. All right. Well, all right. I don't know how many cages are going to be at Pulpit Fest, but you know, it's
Well,
one of those things.
they don't start in the cages, you see, as it turns out.
I see. Yeah.
Mm.
Puts the
Maybe you
lotion
will.
puts the lotion on its skin and all that and whatnot.
Yeah, as it turns out.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, I am available on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. I also I'm on Facebook with the Pulpit Parishioners group, and you guys can get in on that and post your cigars that you're smoking and thoughts about the show and whatnot. And I'm sure there probably will be some thoughts about this one. And then we're on Twitter, or X, whatever you prefer. And I don't really do much on there yet. And you can watch this on YouTube. And then we do need your calls and questions for Ask the Boys, so you can give us a call at area code 863-874-0000. Jerry, you haven't called in to Ask the Boys in a little while.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. The once a month there has really cramped my style.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and not helped with my depression. If we're being frank.
Well, the problem is, Jerry, that I need calls in order to do it on a weekly basis, and it was very difficult getting calls on a weekly basis, and it's proving to start being a little difficult to get a decent number of calls on a monthly basis. So that's not really helping the ability to move back to a weekly basis.
These are rookie numbers. We got to get those numbers up.
I know. Everybody's got to start participating more.
I agree. It is a very hopeful, emotional support. I have called in and got lots of advice from. I find it to be very uplifting, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. See, I mean, you would think that people would take advantage of it from a therapeutic kind of sense, but not so much. So,
speaking of therapy, what I could go for at this moment would be a good old-fashioned SuperFight.
I don't have the cards in front of me, and that's on me. I was not prepared for that. But let me see. You know what? Let's hit the Googles here. Let's see if we can Google a SuperFight. And see if we can get something pulled together here. Because I'm thinking, you know what? There's one right. Which one? Come on. Oh, for God's sake. Pull up the picture. Is it seriously not going to pull up the picture? All right. We can do this. So, going based off of just a real quick, Google here. How about we do Abraham Lincoln that features a beard made out of bees and long metal claws that pop out of his hands versus your mom riding on a Segway and armed with a chainsaw.
Anybody's mom in particular, or yours truly, or
I think we're gonna have to go with just anybody's mom, and just generic, since we've already talked about your relationship with your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're gonna go with Abraham Lincoln with a beard made of bees and essentially claws that pop out of the hands, and kind of Wolverine style, I imagine. And versus the generic your mom riding on a Segway armed with a chainsaw.
Now, what for instance, if your mom happened to be John Wilkes Booth?
Oh, that would be quite the interesting trick. I guess John Wilkes Booth could have identified as a woman. I don't know.
ahead of his time.
He would have been. He would have been ahead of his time. That's true.
Could you repeat this there? Old Jerry Polaski has been drinking since 10 a.m. and is a little slow on the draw, as it turns out.
So we have Abraham Lincoln armed with essentially Wolverine's claws and a beard made of bees taking on your mom on a Segway armed with a chainsaw.
This is Abraham Lincoln all day, I see.
I kind of agree. I feel like Abraham Lincoln, I feel like the Segway is the issue. I feel like the Segway is going to hinder mobility more than enhance it.
And not to mention, Abraham Lincoln, a tall drink of water, as it were.
Indeed.
And the Wolverine claws, by itself, quite frankly, a formidable weapon.
I mean, now a chainsaw is nothing to sneeze at. You know, you could be swinging that thing around and, just get lucky with, especially since he's so tall, you could clip a leg and get lucky right there,
Well, that's where the bees come in.
That's true. The bees, add that extra. Now, I wonder, does he have control of the bees or is it just he's got bees on his face?
Well, I've had bees on my knees.
Okay.
Ants in my pants. Yeah. And uncles in my pants as were.
Okay. All right.
And I can say that the bees from the minimal beekeeping I did do, they're you can't control them. You simply can't. Much like you can't control a chainsaw on a Segway. I think that's more of a hindrance, quite frankly. I think.
I don't disagree. I think that's a safety hazard.
Yeah, I don't even think you need to do much of anything. Just wait for your mom to dismember herself on the Segway there. But either way, I think this is Abraham Lincoln all day.
I agree. I think Abraham Lincoln has that sewn up.
So much so that I would even put his likeness down on a bet.
Oh, really?
I'm not talking the $5 variety. I'm talking the penny variety.
I gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say. I mean, I don't know if I'd put $5 down on your mom with a chainsaw and a Segway, but I'd put a penny down just to make it an interesting bet, going into that.
And if you had two pennies together, why you could offer your opinion on anything, because you could put your 2 cents in there.
There you go. I mean, doesn't really stop me often, but that's true. So
Abraham Lincoln is the winner.
All day. Abraham Lincoln's taking that. Well, Jerry, how are you doing on your Liga there?
Oh, I would say about the final third.
Okay.
The back nine, as it were, for a golf call back there.
You playing the back nine?
Yeah, I quite frequent the back nine.
Okay.
The 18th hole is my favorite.
I bet it is. I am also in the final third of this Superego, and I will say the strength of the cigar on the smoking experience has picked up in the final third of it. It's still smoking really, really well. Draw on it has improved. I haven't had any of those little voids in a little while, and it's definitely improved. And I don't remember what I paid for this. I don't think it's particularly the cheapest date, but I don't think it was very expensive either. But this is one of those ones that came out of the Ventura factory that burned down, and so I'm curious. I don't know in terms of availability what these are currently sitting at, but I would think by now they would have figured something out and gotten them going again.
Really, yeah. Limited availability. You can't figure the price is gonna stay where it is. I would think. I'm no economic major, but
no. You would think though, but well, I'm glad that your Liga is treating you well and everything. So, well, Jerry, I'm really excited that you're making it to PulpitFest. This is good news.
As am I. I will have to take a leave of absence from the garage band I have been acquiring.
You
I,
acquiring or playing in?
yep, a little bit of the first, a little bit of the second there. I play a mean lawnmower.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
How do you
And there's
play? How do you play the lawnmower?
very carefully.
Okay, well,
Uh,
that's fair.
and there's a gentleman that in the band there, the garage band there. He also plays Halloween Storage,
Okay.
and there's another gentleman who plays the Christmas tree,
Okay.
and all various things you would find in the garage. We are quite the garage band.
Have you done any shows at all?
Just mainly touring other garages.
Well, see, had I known, you could have gotten all of your garage band guys to come down, and we could have had a concert at Pulpit Fest.
Uh, I'll be honest. I'll go right now and say it. It's me doing all these instruments. It just
Okay. Okay.
to find a couple of gentlemen to raid a garage with is harder than it sounds there, and I've had to just kind of be a jack of all trades, as it turns out.
Okay.
And that is, incidentally, another instrument I have played is the jack, the car jack.
Okay. Well, when you put a demo tape together, you should send that over as well.
Right? Perhaps I can play a little tune for Ask the Boys if you are limited on calls,
You know,
because it sounds like it's your.
there you go. I think that's a fine idea. I think that's a good idea. You ought to play a little ditty for the Ask the Boys.
Well, ask and you shall receive.
Okay. I like this idea. This is good.
Or as the Chinese say, be careful what you wish for.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, you know what? I think on that note, we're gonna go ahead and kind of wrap this up, and just say, Jerry, I'm looking forward to you coming to St. Louis and hanging out at Pulpit Fest. I'm sure everybody that's going to be at Pulpit Fest is looking forward to this as well, and it's gonna be a fun time.
Now, I would tell the listeners to get your tickets now, but tickets aren't available.
No, it's just a come as you are kind of thing. I mean, I do kind of need to know some head count, so I have posted to the parishioners group, both in the group and on the chat portion of it, basically saying if you are going to be coming to Pulpit Fest, I'm kind of requesting that you shoot me a message and just kind of let me know like how you and how many are going to be there, just so I have an idea of head count, because it's one of those things where if I wanted to plan, like, let's say a dinner somewhere, we'd have to know kind of a head count for reservations. So make sure if you are planning on swinging out to just shoot me a message and let me know just how many people that we're talking so that I can plan accordingly.
Now, from what I understand, you are hosting the vast majority of the people that are going in your domicile. From what I understand.
No, that is an erroneous lie that continues to be propagated by the guys over at the Smoking Butts and Tappin' Ash podcast, and I am not hosting people at my place.
Okay, 'cause the brochure I received said otherwise.
Well, I haven't put out a brochure, so like I don't know what brochure you're referring to.
Well, it color me curious.
I mean, there's some nice Airbnbs you can get in St. Louis at a reasonable price. Trent found one last year where it was only, I think, like $15 a night to rent a room. And he even had the luxury of ladies' underwear in the shower to look at as he was cleaning himself up.
We call that an Easter egg in the business.
See, there you go. I mean, some people would be turned off. Some people turned on.
Yeah, I personally would use it as a headband.
Ah, well, I mean, that's a thought. You could do that.
And I did that once years ago, and I got a wicked case of forehead syphilis.
Oh, God.
But, it I am but my scars, as a wise man once said.
Oh my God. Oh well, I'm glad that was taken care of. So
Yeah, it cleared up there quite quite fast. I looking back, I'm not entirely sure is if it was syphilis or just a case of hoof and mouth disease, as the lady was a bit on the plump side, as it were.
oh God. I mean, hoof and mouth. It's a bitch, man.
Yeah, mad cow disease does run rampant in these parts.
Yeah, it's the cheesehead thing, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily have a cheese head. I did have a cheese bottom, as a result.
Ah, well, that's also unfortunate.
That is a working title of one of the chapters in my memoir.
Cheese bottom?
Cheese bottom there.
Okay. I mean, I really desperately want to get a draft of this book. So when you've got it completed, send it on over. I would very much enjoy reading this thing.
Yeah, I will. I will get be in touch. I have to call my court appointed guardian / publisher every morning at 8:00. So I can mention it that we have some pre-sales already in order here.
Oh wow, there you go.
So I can get that going. I was going to offer it to Simon and Schuster, but they declined. So
they don't know a hit when they've got one.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah,
but they did send me a cease and desist letter, which I have stamped with the other ones from other various companies. I do have a standing lawsuit with the film Puss in Boots.
Okay.
As I found that was a very misleading title, and I went to the theater and this was right on the heels of when I paid a pretty penny to go see Cameron Diaz in the Backs.
And yeah, they the I bet you expected one thing and you ended up getting a talking cat. So
yes,
yeah,
which wouldn't be the first time. It would not be the first time.
Okay. Well, Jerry, what final thoughts on your Liga?
It's one of those things that if you're doing other things like talking on a podcast or drinking blackberry bread, you don't have to babysit it there. It kind of spoke itself. You don't have to worry about it going out on you, which is all I look forward to, and that's a good assurance you have. You don't have to worry about it going out on you.
That's all you want sometimes. I totally agree. And my final thoughts on the Superego, I'm down to getting really close to getting down to the nub here on it, and it was a really good smoke. Slight couple issues that I had with it, but realistically nothing that was too hindering. I would totally smoke it again, and the spice. I said the strength on the final third has picked up. Now I'm getting those tongue tingles, kind of indicating that there's a little bit of spice and pepper on the burning or the smoking experience to go along with it. And nope, I've dug it. It's a good smoke, and I would totally smoke that again. So, well,
that is a rave review.
I like it. I like it a lot. Well, Jerry, I am going to let you go, and and everything. But I'd look forward to meeting you in person in about a month and a half at PulpitFest.
My calendar is marked and circled with hearts.
Perfect. With hearts. I love it. Perfect. Well, Jerry, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
I'm Jerry Polaski there.
Everybody stay safe and stay smoky. Any final parting thought that you want to impart?
That's a long song there. I would like to challenge the notion that is not longer. That seems longer, and waiting for that to go out just seemed to take forever.
I'm pretty sure it's actually slightly shorter than the old one. I think the old one was like 36 seconds. I think this one's more like 30.
How are you measuring there? Are you measuring from the base to the?
I mean, you got to measure proper, but time is measured a little differently than that, Jerry.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yep.
Where was the song stolen from?
That song is okay. It's the intro song that apparently another podcast uses, and I need to at some point swap it out.
We must find them and destroy them.
I mean, we could. I personally harbor no ill will, but I'm perfectly fine with finding something different. And it's not like anybody's actually told me to find something different. I just don't want to have the same song as somebody else. That's all.
I am filled with nothing but ill will.
Well, that's the blackberry brandy talking.
It could be. It very well could be.
Could be.
Mr. Miller, you have a good one. I will see you in good time.
All right, Jerry. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.